it not only develops like purpose, but it also develops a strong connection and it evokes an emotion that gets me reignited and passionate about what it is I do and what I'm here for. The main picture that I really want to relay to you, though, is that passive income through affiliate links is not something to be slept on because it's not instant. I think really digging into why you do things and coming from a place of giving and not a place of taking. If you give, you always receive back. You are the person, and the roots are all the different things that you love, that you support, that you're about. And as you attract people in who are like you through marketing, then that's how you can share and spread the nutrients to the different parts of the tree. Welcome back, my friends, to the Successful Stylist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Ambrosia Carey, where we talk all about the beauty industry and how you can build a more sustainable business and also, of course, make that money. So today we're going to be talking about how to build multiple streams of income as a hairstylist. That's been a very hot topic lately, both inside of our membership and just even on social media recently. We've been talking more and more about ways that we can build a more well-rounded, sustainable business while we're not trading time for money. Because as hairstylists, we often trade hours for dollars, right? So one of the things that we have seen that is very evident is that we hit a plateau or a peak in the industry where we simply cannot keep up with the demand of that time for dollar with inflation. We cannot keep up with those demands with our cost rising and everything else around us. The only way that we can truly impact our own livelihood is by creating separate streams of income. So by adding in these multiple streams of income, not only does it give you the opportunity to grow your income, but it also doesn't let you peak at a glass ceiling. It lets you actually make income while you're not behind the chair, which can develop into freedom or giving you time to invest in other businesses or actually try out other avenues within the industry too. So I'm going to try to break these down into very simple forms and even lay out a couple of examples to maybe start envisioning yourself and how, if you put a couple of extra hours of effort each week, how that can actually grow your assets and time and can create time freedom for you as well. So the first stream of income that I want to talk about that I feel is slept on in our industry, but probably the least sexy topic is retail sales. I understand that retail is something that is very easy for clients to just click the one button and purchase, and they can get it digitally through e-commerce pretty much on every platform today. I know that we're working against Amazon and other gray marketed or white labeled product lines out there. There are beauty influencers who have ads being pushed by brands. You know, we've got a lot of noise and traffic that we have to fight against, but never forget the power that you have with that one-on-one contact time that you have behind the chair with your client. You spend an intimate amount of time with a person. You get to know them and their hair. You know exactly what their pain points are because I would hope you're asking them during the consultation. And then part of sewing in this level of service is by showing them how to take better care of their hair. And that is the perfect time to lean on the products. Obviously, information only goes so far. If you don't have the products to back it up, then you're not going to actually achieve the results. Sure, you can tell a client to use a clarifying shampoo, but if she doesn't know which one to go for, she may end up grabbing a clarifying shampoo that's too high in alkalinity and then it strips out the color, right? So there's a lot of examples I could throw out there, but I don't want to get too lost in the weeds. I definitely want to stay on topic right now. I really want you to start thinking of retail as an extension of your service and not as an add-on. And I think that's a reason why sales has been so ick for hairstylists. And I think that's a reason why also hairstylists don't focus on retail as much as they probably want to. I have a salon, but I've also been doing hair behind the chair for 25 years. Yes, I'm still behind the chair. And a lot of times when I sit down with a stylist and I ask them, what do you think gets in your way? A lot of times they just say they just forget. So I understand how that works because we're so focused on the service that they're getting that oftentimes it just becomes an aftermath thing. And if we run out low on time or we forget about it or we get caught up in conversation, then we're like, oh, I'll talk about it next time, right? So that does happen. But if you integrate the conversation into your consultation and you talk about the products during the consultation, then you have a note of what you want to put up front or bring in front of them, or make sure that you put out in front of them when you're styling their hair so that you can bring them right back full circle to the consultation. We'll definitely talk about that in another podcast episode. We've done one previously. If I can find it, I'll link it. But if not, we'll definitely touch on that a little bit more in the future. So moving past that, I just want to give you an example. I really want to be fair in this example though. So let's say you take 20 clients a week, and let's say that you sold a product, just one product, to half of those clients even. So every other client that came to see you, you sold one product to them. And these days, I think it's pretty safe to say that that product is going to be between $35 and $40 for a professional product. That adds an extra $225 to $250 a month to your paycheck. Like, that is not something to scoff at. And I am talking in fair 15% hairstylist commission terms. So obviously, if you're a salon owner and you're doing a markup to that, or if you're suite owner, then as an independent, you get to put that back into your rent again. But imagine what would happen if you made your rent from retail. Like, if you got so good and so dialed in at your retail sales that you no longer had to worry about covering your rent with that, imagine what that would do for you. So I just want you to think about this as a means to growth. I want you to think of this as a way that you can put back into your business again. But I also really want you to think of it in terms of taking care of your client to the best of your abilities. As a matter of fact, we were working with a solo suite owner who didn't have a lot of space. And she was like, I don't know how to integrate retail sales. And I'm curious about what I can do to bring in extra income. And I was like, okay, good. Let's talk more about this. So what we did is we came up with this package idea that she could bundle with a specific service, and that package would just go together. She no longer compartmentalized it as you're purchasing this separately and this separately. She put them in together as a bundle, and she was able to sell that bundle together as a package to the client. So that also was a really great way for a client to feel not only taken care of, but they had steps working up toward that service or as a follow-up from that service. Think of things in those terms, that if you get a service done somewhere and it comes with other perks, that's something that you're going to want to utilize. The next stream of income is through affiliate marketing. And this kind of just flows right from the last tip, which was, yes, you're not always going to be able to sell in person. So that is an amazing time to sell through an affiliate link. Most product lines today have affiliate options, and this is a tremendous opportunity for you to offer like another white glove service opportunity where you can literally add that into your email marketing. You could put in text marketing, and you can send it to your clients. The way I like to think about affiliate marketing is that it's almost like a tree where there's a bunch of branches that kind of go off in different directions. And at the core, at the base where the roots are, is you. You are the person, and the roots are all the different things that you love, that you support, that you're about. And as you attract people in who are like you through marketing, then that's how you can share and spread the nutrients to the different parts of the tree. And all the different arms or the branches of the tree are the different places that you can share that affiliate link in different places. So if you just had one or two pieces of content that you were using for your main social platform, and you put a little bit more intention behind it, let's say you spend an extra 2 hours per week. And if you became really intentional and laser focused on those 2 hours and how you would divide that time, then my suggestion is spending it in areas where people can easily click into the affiliate link and immediately get what they need. So an example of this would be Pinterest, because they have clickable links, and Facebook has clickable links. So I just want you to start thinking about how you can take the things that you already use, that you already love, that you already talk about with your clients, you already recommend. Let's say you don't have space in your salon to sell blow dryers and hot tools. Well, those are a lot more expensive than a bottle of shampoo. If you were going to recommend a blow dryer, I would hope that you have an affiliate link that you can actually sell that blow dryer to your client. They purchase it through that link, and then you get that kickback. So this is something that I really want you to start thinking of, how you can branch literally branch out into different vessels and use the things that you already love and you believe in and how you can systematize that. And obviously, that's something that we go more into in our membership. And I would love to invite you in once that's open again. But we do go a little bit more into ways of creating profit through a webinar. So I'm going to put the replay link in the show notes and you can watch that for free. This episode is brought to you by Gloss Genius, which is the ultimate game changer for salon professionals. It's designed for businesses of all sizes. So Gloss Genius simplifies your workflow with payments, booking, analytics, payroll, and so much more. It really is the all-in-one platform. It has customizable online booking, one-click scheduling, and the lowest payment processing in the entire industry. So it helps you work smarter, not harder, basically. Try it for free. You can get that link in the description and elevate your business. Let's go. The main picture that I really want to relay to you, though, is that passive income through affiliate links is not something to be slept on because it's not instant. It is a long form game. And if you are using affiliates that you really love and trust, and you're able to consistently post those in various areas, then you will start to see spikes of income coming in that you were not expecting. You will wake up one day and you will see that you have a payout available in your Stripe account and you cannot believe that you hadn't done it sooner. The third way is through digital products. And this is something that I don't think many other people in our industry talk very much about because usually when we think of digital products, we think of like us, for example, Successful Stylist Academy. We have digital products available for salon owners, but we don't think about digital products in the way of how we as service providers can provide something for our clients. Like creating a video tutorial for your clients that could literally be $39, $49, and you were to sell 10 of those per month, then you are looking at an extra $490 per month just by that. Think of like a extension kit, like if we were to show clients how to take care of their extensions, we can literally show them in a video. We can show them how to put it up when they go to bed. We can show them, care instructions. We can talk about what to look out for. There is a lot of stuff that we can do. We can show somebody how to actually use purple shampoo by diluting it down and not using it concentrated. Like I can just think of all these examples of things that I would want to show my clients, but I just haven't made the time to do it. And that is something that I feel like could be incredibly monumental. And it also would make you super irreplaceable. So that would be kind of cool. And you can always test it out and do a couple and make it free at first. And that would be an amazing way for you to send to a client how to do something and just put your affiliate links with it. And if they purchase something through the affiliate links, amazing. If they don't, ask them if they know anybody that could get some use out of it, ask them to send the video to them. Like there's a lot of ways that we can create a ripple effect, but not have to do the extra work aside from creating the video and sending it off, right? So try that. I think it would be really worthwhile to test out. And then you're not really having to worry so much about it just sitting on a social media platform wondering if it's going to perform. You can literally take something that you've already created. I'm in a chatty mood today. Okay, let's get on to the fourth one. The fourth one is education and mentorship. Like we know also what it looks like as a salon owner to educate a stylist. We know what it's like to be an educator that might be independent educator teaching other hairstylists, but we often don't talk about hosting workshops in the salon. I mean, this is kind of a spinoff of what I was talking about with the digital product for clients, but this can be something that's done in person. Like literally in your salon, you can host a workshop for your clients. And let's say that you sell 10 tickets at $200 a person. And let's say that the $200 includes 2 of your favorite retail products plus, 3 looks or something like that, like something that gives value to the client. And then think of it this way, like if you were to offer this 4 times a year, not only are you bringing in, what is that? Let's say that's 2,000 per class, of course, minus the retail product. So I'm not forgetting about that, but I'm just talking about how much you're generating. And then if you did that, 4 times a year, that's 8,000. So that's another lever. Just think of that lever that you're pulling. It's another way to both offer an extensive service to your clients that is premium and you're selling products at the same time. You're also offering tips and you're creating this culture for your clients. Like maybe you can make it like a bring your friend with you or a mom and daughter session. Like you can come up with really clever, fun things. And if you were to host this 4 times a year, just see what would happen. Try it, give it, and just see if you even like doing it. And then moving forward with that, if you really enjoy it, I just think it'd be another clever way of, again, generating income, again, where you're not just trading your time for money behind the chair. But that said, if you are a hairstylist behind the chair and you are at a point where you have a steady clientele and you're just itching for that next way of growth, but you're not exactly sure how to grow. And maybe you don't want to own a salon because you know the amount of work that might go into it, or maybe you just don't have interest in the business side of things. So I would say if that was something that was describing you, start out with going into beauty schools. Students can be your biggest successor as far as you learning how to communicate better, how to be a public presenter better, to see what students are really lacking and what they're needing more of. Then you can package that into doing a class. You could actually offer a lower ticket class in the future, and then you can go into these beauty schools and offer for a student to do a giveaway where you choose a winner. So then when they enter, they're entering in their email addresses. That's a really great way for you to funnel some of those stylists so you can reach back out to them to see if they want to take a class with you in the future. This is all part of marketing. And this is also a really smart way of building a sustainable business. I find that when I spend time passing on my knowledge to somebody and I'm able to help them achieve something that maybe they had a hard time achieving on their own, it not only develops like purpose, but it also develops a strong connection and it evokes an emotion that gets me reignited and passionate about what it is I do and what I'm here for. So I think really digging into why you do things and coming from a place of giving and not a place of taking. If you give, you always receive back. With that said, let's talk about number 5. Tip number 5 is collaborating with brands. You might be surprised with how many brands would be open to collaborating as long as you have a clear goal associated with it to the advantage of the brand. Again, a place of giving, not taking. Anytime you can partner with a brand that you love, it's already going to feel organic because you already love them. If you're reaching out to a brand that you've never bought their product or you've never associated yourself with them, it would be a little bit harder to sell that idea unless you had a lot of experience in building UGC behind you. UGC, by the way, is user generated content. So that means that you're creating content and not having to post it. You're just sending it to the brand. So instead of that, let's just talk simply about collaboration. So in step number 1, you want to work with a brand that you've already been using. Number 2, reach out to the brand. Obviously, look through what you can offer and think about clever ways that you can develop something within that brand. If you already carry the product line in your salon, that's already step 1 is done. And you pretty much have step 2 done too. You've already created some sort of relationship because if you're purchasing that product, then all you have to do is reach out to them and tell them, I've been carrying your product in my salon and I really love your product. And here's my favorite part about the product. Here's, you can talk a little bit about how you use it. And then you can say, I have a really amazing event coming up and I would love to showcase your product. How can I bring value to the brand while still being able to support this? Do you offer sponsored opportunities for something in this case? So maybe in that scenario where you're just doing a light introduction, it's very possible that they'll say, we don't have anything available at this time, but we would love to send you out some samples. That can very easily happen. But if you have something very specific in mind, like let's say that you're going to a small event and you want to introduce it to some friends, let's say you've already had an affiliate link set up with them, and then you have some proof that shows that you've actually been selling the product line. So then you can kind of use that as a way to leverage or gauge on that. Let's say you have some videos that you've already created using that product, and you can send the videos to show them some of your skills and your ability and say, I would love to start creating more posts like this. Is this something that you would be interested in? And then take it from there. So that's a good way to get a shoe in. So let's say you're one step further and you've already been posting, you've already been working with the brand, you've already kind of gotten to know them a little bit, you've been commenting, you've gotten to know the person who runs the social media. Let's say you already have talked to a brand rep or something like that. this is a time where you can actually reach out for a sponsored post. And a sponsored post, you can find out from them what their needs might be, and then you can come up with a middle ground on what you might charge for that post. And even though that can be really exciting in the beginning, I want you to think of it more in long term. Like instead of building a short term, say to them, I would love to try this. And if this goes well for you, I would love to talk about a 3-month term. So this is something also where you can kind of negotiate too. But put yourself out there and just try and see where that can get you, because you might be surprised the type of skills and the things that we do behind the chair. This is exactly what brands are hungry for, and they're lacking in a lot of those areas. A lot of times they have to hire people to do this. So if you come to them with great content and you are already an extension of their brand, you're already using it, that's such an easy win. So try that out. But a pro tip when it comes to this is to position yourself as a trusted expert. So you want to create valuable content, and you want to showcase your skills and your personality, and you want to work with the brand, and you want to actually genuinely and engage with their audience. Number 6, we're going to talk a little bit about extensions. And even though, yes, it has grown significantly over the last decade, as a specialty service such as extensions, the reason why I love them so much is because you can use them in so many different ways. And clients these days are very interested because they're all over the place. They're all over the place for a reason. It's because everyone has interest in it. And so this is where, what is that one saying? Like, make hay where the sun shines. Like, don't reinvent anything. So if clients are already asking for extensions, not only is a high ticket service, but it also does increase your income. And as a form of retail, when a client purchases that hair, you do a markup, and obviously you're making commission. Even if you are a commission stylist who's making 15% commission on hair, when you're purchasing bundles and it costs $800 or $900 for several bundles, and you're making a 15% commission, I don't think I really have to do the math for you on that one. Obviously, you would get more bang for your buck if you were actually selling even a package of extensions per week to your clients. But I really want to bring this back full circle for a second, because extensions, you're purchasing them as retail. So that still falls under the umbrella of retail sales and under that category, like number 1. But you also have a service that is going alongside that. And then you have a recurring service because clients are going to want to come back in to bring those up. And clients these days are getting extensions for all kinds of reasons. Maybe they're not wanting to put their hair through the chemical damage, or they just want length or volume, or their hair's thinning, or there are so many reasons now that people are adding this service in. And that's a reason why it's becoming more popular, because clients are asking for them. And there's a lot of people that provide. But if I were to speak on a hypothetical standpoint that you're doing a $400 installation and you book 2 of those clients per month. So let's be very generous in our timing once again. That is an additional $800 a month. Like, talk about time for money ratio. You can definitely have pretty a pretty marginal increase in your income just by integrating extensions. And that's the reason why so many people are doing it. Now, let's talk about the other side of offering extensions. And this is something that I have not even touched on, and I haven't actually heard anybody talk about this personally, but I think it's really important because I am a partner with an extension line called Rooted, based out of Canada. We have done so much homework, particularly my partner, April, has done so much homework in sourcing and making sure that everything is certified and it's going through the right sources in order to get here. There's also a really big piece of this puzzle that has to do just with like ethically sourced goods. And it's not so much about what is going into acquiring that hair, but how are they finding the people to acquire it from? So when I think of a sustainable business, I think about who I am supporting with my business too, because when you go about practices in an ethical way, then you also attract people in an ethical way, and everything is done ethically. And when that happens, money is abundant. Okay, last but not least, let's just talk about one more source of income that you can create, and that is through e-commerce. And we talked a little about the curated kits, but e-commerce, this is something where if you don't have an agreement with your distributor and you have products that you can actually sell through your own e-commerce site, then you can, sky's the limit with that, because your markup, you actually make a higher return on that markup. But if you create your own product bundles or kits, by using that together, let's say you sell 10 kits per month and it's $75. So we'll go very low amount. You're bringing in another $750 into your monthly revenue, which means you're bringing in another 9,000 per year. So you can do this also on a quarterly basis, that you have like a winter hair rescue kit. So let's say you have these kits that are curated on your website, and let's say there's 3 products in there. That client can purchase the kit, and then you already know what goes in the kit. You can grab the products on the shelf and you can ship it to that client. And you can even include the shipping in there too if you don't want to absorb the cost with it. So this is all to be said, that you're just creating another touch point with your client, but you're also creating these multiple levers of income that get to come into the salon that don't tie you just behind the chair, and you're no longer trading your time for money. So let's come up with some hypotheticals based on the sources of income that we talked about. Let's bundle these up into a really clear picture. And I'm going to use the numbers that I spoke to earlier. So in regards to retail, I think it was another 3,000 a month, a little over 3,000. And then extensions, that was a little over 9,000 a year. And then adding in your digital products, that was about close to $6,000 a year. So now you're looking at just north of 18,000 a year. So you're almost at 19,000 a year in additional sales on top of what you're doing, just by adding in these 3 extra sources of income. And again, it's small little baby steps. It's one little tiny tree branch at a time. So I really want you to think of ways that you can nourish your roots, and how can you grow these sources of income while still doing what you're doing, but just doing it a little bit smarter. And I do believe that the term smarter, not harder, that's really where it comes from, is that you're not doing extra, although it's going to feel like extra initially because these are just unknown things to you, and you're not in the practice or the habit of doing it. But once you can trade your time for money in one part, and you can make up time, you can put that extra time. Let's say you gain an extra 2 hours per week by doing this practice, then you can put that extra 2 hours into this other lever and then see what happens. So ripples make waves. And that's all I'm just going to say. I'm going to leave it there. I want to encourage you to continue to dream big, set goals, take action. Go ahead and click on that video and you can watch that for free. I'm going to put that in the show notes, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.